name's Alyssa. As you probably know, I go by Wissa, Alyssa, and Lissa, and Liz. That's just, okay, so anyway. Yes, I am the granddaughter of a pastor, and that girl that goes to church every week, and I'm the girl that has that amazing, strong Christian family that's so amazing, and oh, they're so perfect, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like the topic of all of our family discussions in our house, and my whole life has been around Jesus, and I've been born into it, but I've always wondered, I guess I remember I was like, when do I believe on my own and not with my parents' help? And so first I'll start off with the beginning. I was about 10 or 11, and I guess, as my grandpa would say it, I was more of a fan than a follower, and I looked mostly forward to the cookies and punch after church. And the church was very boring to me. Like, I learned my stuff, I knew my stuff. You could come up to me and ask me, what's the Bible verse? I'd go, and I would know it off the top of my head, but I didn't know what it meant. And I would play this funny little, I would do this a lot. I would lose things, I'm really bad, I lose a lot of things. And when I lose things, I would go, God, if you just tell me where this is, I will believe, I promise. Still haven't found that item that I was talking about. Still, it's been a while. Yeah. And so I felt that pressure from all my family, especially my cousins, because they've just had everything, and I've always just felt pressure from them, and like top them, well, not top them, like stand up and like make my family proud. And yeah. So I guess I had a lot to live up to, not to say the least. I enjoyed life thoroughly, but things all changed when I was going to 7th grade. I went to this camp that everyone raved about because it was so fun, called Camp Spalding, and I thought it was just be for fun and more fun than like Christian, but we had 2 sermons a day, and they're like an hour and a half, and I was dying. I was like, can we just get to going lake swimming? And I pretty much fell asleep a few times. The last night we did this thing where every year, the last night of camp, they have all this music playing, and they keep going through songs, and if you want to, you can go outside and pray with like your youth group leaders or counselors and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. So first they gave the sermon, and it was about like how things are so complicated. It's not possible that there's so many things in this universe that are so complicated. Like we have millions and millions of cells and laminate, and like it's just crazy that we can all have that, and I just can't believe it. And you can't really, I guess, what their point is that my point was that it's just crazy, and there has to be something bigger than evolution, and all these little particles came together, and poof, there's an earth, and there's somehow living things, and like, there has to be something more than that. And I think that's when it really hit me, like, this is impossible, there has to be something above us. And that's probably the moment I started following myself in 7th grade year. And I remember I felt so different after that. And I guess overall, I would say that I may not have come from this horrible family that so deprived and upright is this amazing Christian lady. I don't have that kind of story, I have more. But even the people you think have it all together don't always have it all together, and not everyone's perfect. And my point is that faith comes from me now, and not from my parents or cousins or any of my family. And yeah. Thank you.
What was your turning point that made you realize that Jesus was your friend instead of just your God?
Probably that same moment. That probably happened when, I still looked up to him like, oh my gosh, like he's mighty, and like I did my step. But last year I went to Camp Spalding again. I think that's majorly when it happened, because this camp, I don't know why, but I love this camp. I wear the shirts all the time. You can see me, I wear them like either like every other time I go to Teens Place, but it's like my favorite camp, and well, besides Teens Place. But
Spalding is very good.
It definitely hits me a lot. So yeah. it's very impactful. You feel like amazing after you leave. You're like,
So what did you learn at the camp that turned you that way? What was said to you that made you have that aha moment?
just the crazy stuff that's in our world and how none of it would be possible without there being like Jesus, and how people can get out of these horrible situations they're in, and it's all because they have faith in something, and besides nothing, you know, like they have faith in something. I guess that's they talked about a lot and it made sense to me. So.
How difficult is it to be a granddaughter of a pastor?
Well, I don't know if it's so difficult. Like, I think it's more my cousins that affected me. I think I've always had problems with it. Well, it hasn't been as bad like in the last few years, but I used to have a lot of jealousy problems with my cousins because I felt, yeah, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but yeah. It's not like a lot of pressure. Like, well, it is pressure, but I always like had to embrace it. I was like, I'm the pastor's granddaughter. Like, you know, I don't know. When I was younger, I did that, but like, I don't think I exerted exactly what a Christian granddaughter would do. And yeah.
Do you think people look at you differently because of who you are? Not because of who you really are, but the perception of who they think you are?
I feel like if I get in trouble, it's 10 times worse if I get in trouble than anyone else. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
Alyssa, you did awesome. Thank you. Do you guys have any more questions for her? Anybody?
Where did you get that shirt?
Marshall's.
Of course.
Yes, I'm obsessed with it. Yes.
Okay, so when you is it hard, do people ever judge you for being the pastor's granddaughter and say, oh,
I've had problems with friends who are like, let's just not go to church, and like I have to wake up early and like for my sleepovers and stuff. I don't know if it's necessarily judging, but I think it gets to be like, sometimes people think it's a pain because I always have to be there and I always have to be part of it, and I can't really miss church. And I don't think, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. I don't think I've ever been like misjudged about it, but yeah.
Do you think your family's harder on you because of the family situation?
Yeah, my parents, I love my parents, but they can be strict sometimes. But that's probably a good thing, but yeah, they can be strict, and yeah.
Anybody else? Thank you, Alyssa.